Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Want to dive in today into some very, really important subject that I think that it's important for today's entrepreneur. I think that it's going to go a long way to help young people, people who feel stuck, people who feel like they need some push. People who, this life is dedicated to people who are looking to grow personally and professionally. People who have businesses, who are thinking about quitting their business, who want to start a business, don't know how to go about it. I'm just going to be sharing some few points and hope that we can be energized, and we can learn one or two things that is vital for us or that can help us to grow. Now, I want to start off by saying that social norms are changing like every day. Like social norms are changing, the world is changing, and we have to adapt to it. You cannot, continue to put it off. You cannot continue to complain. You cannot continue to say, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. No, the world is changing. How we do business is changing. How we communicate is changing. How we interact and engage with the outside world is changing. How we'll present ourselves or how we should present ourselves is changing. How people can express what our brand or what our individual personality means for them has changed and is continuously changing. People can now express themselves through, multilateral platforms, through, diverse means and platforms. And these expressions, at the end of the day, can or will mean, something that can translate into profit. So it's very, very, very important that we decide to move with the times. We decide to adapt, because I mean, if you don't adapt, you are going to be left behind, and it is not a good thing. So it's very, very important that we should understand, you know, that things have changed. Um, One thing for you that you can do in today's world is, of course, is to have a goal. And very, very definitely, the goal that we used to have 10 years ago cannot be the same kind of goals today, because we have advanced tools that we can use, to our advantage. So our goals have to make a lot of sense. Our goals have to, be ambitious enough to be able to help us to become better individuals, high achievers when it is accomplished. So one thing as an entrepreneur, one thing as a student or as a business owner is you must have a goal. You must have a goal. And now having a goal doesn't necessarily mean that okay, so you have this goal, then that's it. No. Okay, no. You having a goal does not mean that when things get bad, or when it seems like the goal is not, goaling, like people would say these days, then you stick to that goal. No, being a global citizen or being someone who is in tune with how the times are changing or how the world is changing, we must be able to adapt, and also adapt our goals to our changing realities. However, you must have a goal. You must write down that goal, okay? Because if it is not written down, it's like a wish. You must have a goal and you must write it down. This comes down to, whether you're a toddler or whether you are an amateur in your skills or whatever that you are doing, or whether you are a Fortune 500, billionaire. Everybody that is serious about making, a better life must create a goal for themselves. And they do that. People create goals every day. People rewrite their goals. People change their goals, modify the goal, but there has to be something to work with. There has to be something that you must look forward to. Okay. So one way that you can, align yourself with and win, even in this changing world, is by having a goal, writing the goal down. Remind yourself all the time of your goal. Always remind yourself, because it is one thing to have a goal, it is one thing to write down the goal, and it's another thing to be reminded of that goal. Okay, if you have a board, if you have a desk, if you have somewhere you can write it and put it down, if there is something that represents that goal, that you can have it and set it somewhere. These are some of the very little secrets that, high achievers and these people that come on TV and talk about when they started, they don't mention this, this how they are able to set up a goal and stick to the goal for years. They don't mention, they reserve it to their coaching session, because it is a way of, making money, because this is a skill, right? And I'm sharing it with you today. If there's something that, symbolizes that goal that you want to have, that you crave to achieve, get it and put it somewhere that you can see it every day. If it is, writing it on paper and, pasting it somewhere that you can see it almost regularly or almost on a daily basis or weekly basis, or you can always refer to it. It is very, very important. Even though you have it at the back of your mind, it's very important that, you have that goal, and it is, somewhere where in your peripheral vision, you can always see it. You wake up in the morning, around you, you can always see it. You can be reminded of it. You see, if you don't have a goal, you will have nothing to pursue. You will just live life as it comes. And life is difficult. Let nobody fool you. Okay, even the people that use money to thrive in this life, and they use money to buy everything, they will also, after a while, they will let you know, they will sit you down and let you know that life is not, it's not ice cream. No, life is not ice cream. Life is difficult. So one thing that makes life worthwhile is having a goal. If you don't have a goal, if you don't have something to pursue, you will have to help someone else achieve their goal. Or better still, you will have to play your part in someone else's nightmare. So it's very, very important that you have a goal. In 5 years' time, where do you see yourself? What do you want to achieve? In 3 years' time, what do you want to achieve? In 2 years' time, what do you want to achieve? If it's your business, if it's a family business, you have to have a goal. If it's a personal business, a joint business, there has to be a goal. If you decide that you want to be a professional, you need to have a goal, right? In 5 years' time, if you are volunteering right now or you're working, what are the skills or the competencies you want to develop and master while gaining experience in this field? This is a goal that you can have, that apart from the money, apart from the years of experience. Because in this world that we are in, like I said, the world is changing. In this world that we are in right now, if you have experience and you don't have a skill to show that you have experience, it is going to be like, it's going to be as if you are lying about the experience that you have. So if you say you have experience in this and this, it's expected that you have a certain proficiency level of some skills that are associated with that experience or with that field of experience that you have. Okay, so even while you're working or while you're volunteering, please sit down and ask yourself, what are the skills that are associated with this experience that I need to develop, I need to master, so that at the end of this period of time, I can be able to go for something much more, rewarding or much more exciting, something much more challenging, and these skills will be instrumental to my success in that new level, because you have to be growing. So it's very, very important that you have a goal. If you are volunteering, like I said, if you are working as a young professional or as a professional, you need to be able to have that mindset. Because when you have that goal mindset that you want to develop this and this and these skills, it is going to give you something to focus on. You are going to be much more interested in growing, much more interested in doing work that will help you sharpen, develop, and improve on those skill sets. And it's going to help you to be mindful of the fact that you need to have a mentor that can help you, that can guide you through that process of mastering those skills or those skill sets or that particular skill that you need. It's very, very important. Wherever you find yourself, you need to have a goal, and you need to write it down, work with it, run with it, and try to achieve it. Okay? See, yes, another point I like to share today, and for as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, freelancer, as someone who is working to grow professionally in their field, knowledge is very, very, very important. It cannot be underestimated. It is very, very important that you acquire, you pursue knowledge, any means necessary. Of course, however that you need to be able to acquire knowledge, especially as relates to your skills, especially as relates to your field of work, to your business, to your project, to your ministry. You need to acquire knowledge. Knowledge is very, very important. Somebody said something that fishes don't know what water is. And whoever discovered water wasn't a fish. You see, these two statements, right? I thought about it for a while, and I realized that it has to do with knowledge. Fishes don't know what water is. And so if you catch them, right? If you catch them from a river, and maybe you set down a bucket that has a trap, and you grab them and put them into another water that you control, they wouldn't know the difference. That, okay, that they are captured already. If you have a fish in a pond that you own, they would think that this is life. This they are living life. fishes don't know what water is. I guess that this statement, means a lot at, different levels, wherever level, of understanding that you have, or whichever level you find yourself right now, in this life. Think about that statement, and really think about it. Maybe it's going to make sense to you. But whoever discovered water wasn't a fish. Whoever decided that this is water wasn't a fish. Strive for knowledge. Once you know better, you will do better. Once you know what is better, you are going to be able to do better. It's very, very, very crucial that you strive for knowledge, because at the end of the day, knowledge wins. I cannot, state or try to over-explain why it's important to gain knowledge, why it's important to strive for knowledge. Because at the end of the day, the man that knows how to do the job is always going to be called to do the job. I mean, no matter what, even though he is in a place where he's not being respected, or, is a place where there's no money, there's no value, whatever the excuse may be. But as long as he knows how to do the job, when there's a problem that has to do with that particular skill set comes up, he will be called upon to get the job done. He will be called upon to do the job. But this is where it's very even interesting. The man that knows why the job should be done, the man that knows why the job should be done will always be called upon. The man that knows why the job should be done will always be called upon to manage the man that knows how to do the job. This is very, very important. If you know why something needs to be done, you will always be the one managing the man, supervising the man, and overseeing the man that knows how to do the job. So at the end of the day, you would see that knowledge even have levels to it. So there is knowing how to do the job, and there's knowing why the job needs to be done. Most of the time, the people that know why a job needs to be done are do not necessarily know how to do the job. But because they know and they understand, they have this, high level of understanding of why the job should be done, they basically lead. They are leaders. They are, over, or they are in authority in some way over the people that know how to do the job. This is why it's important for you to know why the job should be done, why it should be done. You see, I used to be a part of this school of thought that say, oh, going to school is not, it's not really important. School, yes. Schools are changing, schools are not evolving, and the world is changing. Yes, that is true. That is true. However, knowledge and how knowledge is gotten is changing. So this means that you, as an individual, it is on you. It is the responsibility to get knowledge is on you. It's not on the school to give you knowledge. At the end of the day, the school represents a system or a structure that can teach you or will teach you how to acquire knowledge, or how to think properly, how to articulate, how to train your mind to assimilate knowledge, to find knowledge, question knowledge, and be able to define the boundaries or the extent to which something is true or false, or dictate how true something can be. Basically, you get to a state where you now have the competency or the skill to question, what is, so that you can be able to arrive at, answers to questions that the world didn't even think about yet. Okay, so school is very, very important because schools will teach you how to think. Now, what made me change that mindset is because even the 0.0001% of the people who dropped out of school, and become billionaires or become, the top 1% of this world, they have surrounded themselves with PhD holders, people who are very, very high skilled in whatever they are doing. They have surrounded themselves with, people who are very, very learned, and they are constantly learning every day. They are constantly, pursuing knowledge and defining what knowledge is. Because when you get to that level, you have the power, you have the means to define what knowledge is and to figure out what knowledge was before. So at the end of the day, there's no escaping knowledge. It's either you know or you die ignorant. It's either you know or you slave and labor for because you don't know. So you have to strive to know. You must strive to know. You must strive to know. When you're doing your business, there are ways that that business can be done better. When you are running a business, when you want to start a business, there are ways that you can start that business better. There are ways that you can run the business much more efficiently. There are ways that you can do the business much, much better. There are ways that you can run the business and make more profit. You can be strategic with the business. There's so many ways that you can improve. If you are considering closing shop or closing down your business, there are things that you need to know on how you can revive the business. So at the end of the day, knowledge is vital for us. Knowledge is very, very, very important. There is no underestimating of it. And so it is very, very important that we as young professionals or we as young people, strive to know, strive to get as much knowledge as possible. If you follow my page, you would have been seeing, my post about visibility. I believe so much in visibility because Grow with Chisom is more than a learning platform. It is a space where people can grow personally and professionally. Brands and business owners can also learn how to grow their business and increase their profits. Grow with Chisom is bedded out of Good Market. Good Market is a business development, branding, marketing, business coaching, company that is helping businesses to grow exponentially, to grow their brand awareness and grow their market share through effective marketing and branding. And we also teach people how to grow. We also teach people what they can do to grow from one, or even from 0 to 1 to 100 to 10 to 1,000, how they can, grow, how they can start a business from just an idea into something that you can hold and you are proud of. It's very, very, very important that we are visible, because visibility is part of the strategy that you must employ in today's world if you want to grow. If you want to grow, right? And very few things that is going to either make or destroy your visibility. It's authenticity. Be authentic. There's no two ways about it. It is hard keeping up and copying, other people, what they are doing, step by step, word for word. And even though you get the idea from somewhere, even though you get that solution from somewhere, you should be able to what? Put it down on the table, remodify it, and let it represent who you are. Let it represent what your brand is. Let it represent what you are trying to do. It is very, very, important that you are authentic, that you are yourself, that you stick to who you are or what you want to achieve. See, people buy your brand. People buy why you do what you do. People are very much interested in how it is being done, in why it is being done. So you have to be very, very careful in how you present yourself. You have to present yourself as an authentic brand. You have to present yourself as an authentic business, as a business that is real, that is focused on people, that is focused on helping people in one problem or the other, because people will always pay for their problems to be solved, and people will always pay to get pleasure. So if you run a business, you have to be authentic. Authenticity will ensure your visibility. Distraction is another thing that is going to, destroy or cost you your visibility. Now, as a business owner, as a business, you have to be consistent in what you are doing. You have to be consistent in who you are. You have to be consistent in your brand promise. You have to be consistent in your commitment to that business. As a business owner, there's no two ways about it. When you are consistent, little by little, it adds up. Little by little, little by little, little by little, you begin to gain visibility. People begin to know you. People begin to respect you. And as people know you and accept your brand and respect you, they place expectations on you. And you have to live up to that expectation through your consistency. When you stop, when you get distracted by things that are happening, around you, when you get distracted by, one new project or something else, all of a sudden, you stop being consistent. And when you stop being consistent, you begin to lose focus on what you want to achieve, on even why you started in the first place. And that is going to cost you your visibility, because people are going to remove their attention from you. Visibility is attention. When you have people's attention, you are visible to them. You have visibility. And for you to keep that attention is that you need to continuously or consistently do what you are doing that got their attention first. And you have to do it in a much more innovative way. But you have to be doing something. You have to keep that attention, because when you have people's attention, you can sell to them. When you have people's attention, you can help them, provide solutions to them, and of course, it's going to translate to profit. It's going to translate to money being paid. So focus is vital to visibility. Focus is vital to visibility. Execution is visibility. When you learn something about your business, when you learn something about your products, right? For example, when a customer says that this product or this thing I bought from you is like this and like this and like that, and you should do it like this and this and this and this, and give all of these different reviews and suggestions, and then you take them into view and you think about them and you implement some of them, or you modify their views and you implement it, you automatically have executed in your business, and that is going to give you more visibility, because that customer is going to say, okay, this is great. I gave you a review, you implemented it, you're a good brand. They buy from you again, they tell other people about you, and that is visibility for you. Again, like I said, attention is visibility. If you have people's attention, you are visible to them. And if these people tell you what to do to improve your product and your services, and you implement that, you are going to continue to be visible to them. You are going to continue to keep their attention, and they are going to always resort to you whenever they have a problem, regarding or concerning the solutions that you are providing. So it's very, very important. Three things that are vital to visibility is your authenticity, your execution, and your focus. Very, very important. And I want to close with this. You see, I always talk about starting. Start now. Start that business. Start that project. It's very important. Start. And start now. You cannot overemphasize. Imagine if you have started 5 years ago. Think about it. 5 years ago, where were you spiritually? Where were you mentally? Where were you physically? Where were you financially? In your experience, in your professional field, in business, where were you? Think about it. Where were you standing personally, 5 years ago in terms of your relationship? And think about all of the things that you wanted to do that would today have, given a new definition of your brand, or that would have taken you from where you are to a higher level. Think about all of those things, and think about the excuses that you had at that time. Think about them. And think about which excuses mattered. Which of them still matters today? Which of them? So, see, it's very, very important. My father used to say that excuses are man-made. Man-made. Excuses are man-made. However you look at it, there's going to always be an excuse not to do what you need to do. There's going to be an excuse not to achieve what you are supposed to achieve, what you need to achieve. There's always going to be a reason why you cannot do it, why it should not be done. There's always going to be a reason. There's always going to be something somewhere that is either affecting your mental health, affecting your relationship, affecting your kids, affecting your business, affecting you. It's family stress. There's going to be something. There's always going to be something. Remember, when you make up your mind to be significant in this world, when you make up your mind to start a business, for example, when you make up your mind to run your business, to revive that business, you are automatically swimming upstream. Upstream is you are swimming against the tide. You are going against the tide. And there's going to be a lot of obstacles. There's going to be, the wind, the force of the stream, the force of the direction where the water is going to be hitting you, and and it's crazy. Have you ever tried to paddle your boat upstream or swim upstream? It's mad. It's crazy, But this is what life is. When you decide to make something, when you decide to be exceptional, when you decide to build something, it's like you are swimming upstream. There's going to be a lot of obstacles. There's going to be a lot of things that is going to try to make you to stop. But if you persevere, right, these challenges will still be there, but you will continually grow and acquire for yourself skills and competencies, resources, means, and people that will help you to glide through those challenges, with ease, with relative ease, and provide, tangible, sustainable solutions that you need for your life. So my advice for you today is to start now. 5 years is not far. Trust me, think about where you want that business, where you want it to be. 5 years is not far at all. 5 years from now, is like the political part. Just think about, Liberia, for example, the country. 5 years from now is when political parties are, either in court or they are trying their best to, campaign and get a nominee to represent them in government. 5 years is not far. Think about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, you can vividly remember 1 or 2 or 3 events that happened in your life 5 years ago, if you really sit down, to think. So I think that the best time to set up that goal is now. The best time to start is now. Start now, irrespective of where you are, what you have, how much resources you have, who you know, what the market is saying, whatever. Just start. Start that business. Start that project. Start, that skill acquisition. Start, that volunteering work. Start. Just start now. You are going to be happy 5 years from now. 5 years from now, if you have not achieved, 10 times success, if you have not broken even, you will be much more experienced, to even achieve more. And if you are lucky, if you get resources, that experience will come into play to help you to achieve more, to help you to go faster. So it's very, very important that you start now. See, let me tell you something. When I was 2016, when I was doing the Tony Elumelu project, right? When I was in that program, Tony Elumelu program, because I won the grant, because I competed or I applied and I was selected. You see, they told us that when we're doing our business plan, when we're putting in our numbers, our financials, we're given a template. And we're told that, see, if you record, negative in your first year, even in your second year, it's okay. It's okay, right? As long as your burn rate is not driving you into debt. If you're not making profit for the first year of running that business, it is totally fine. But you see, the problem we have today is that people have this instant gratification that, oh, I started this business, I have to be making 300% profit by the next 6 months. It doesn't work like that. If the money comes fast like that, it's going to go fast also. You cannot start a business with all of these resources and decide that, oh, I have to start making as much money as possible. It is not. And we have seen it. It's not even a matter of, okay, this is a Lebanese business, or this is a Liberian business, or this is an American business, or even you start a business with millions of dollars, or whatever the business is. If you do the business well, there is a 90-95% chance that you are going to record a loss that year. You're going to record a loss next year, or you're going to be in a negative. You're going to run the business in a deficit for maybe 2 years. But if you can be able to hold that business down and be consistent for 3 years in a row, you are assured, trust me, that business can go for the next 10 to 15 years. And if it can make it to 15 years, it can last for a lifetime. It can last to the next generation. So it's very, very, very important that you take these things into consideration. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.